All right, Kenny. Last topic. The floor is yours. Favorite Chris Brown track and your thoughts on why Chris Brown, in your opinion, is the GOAT.
Okay. Um. So one, I don't think he's the GOAT. I think, well, me personally, like you can say he is, but like I just think like the three locks are Mike, Beyonce, and Chris. I just feel like when we talk about talent, the albums, and if you want to bring up numbers, fine. But I think Chris also has the numbers that Beyonce or Michael Jackson have never, what I'm saying, broke before. Also, what's the name? If we're talking about my favorite Chris Brown song, it's so many. Cause, but if I had to choose one that sticks with me forever, it's either don't judge me or right. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to name you my all time favorite. I'm gonna name you my favorite song right now. So my favorite song right now by him is Stutter, and that's on 1111. And my all time favorite Chris Brown song is, man, you can't go wrong with Deuces, man.
Okay.
To me, that when you sing deuces, especially when you leaving a girl, bro, and you find you another girl, that tells you all, man.
Kieran.
So I love Chris Brown. Um, he's very entertaining. I think he's a very good dancer and all that stuff. Very good entertainer. I saw him live once, a long time ago. But Forever's just a good song, man. It's so good. It's like it's very catchy. Um, it feels like I'm in another universe when I'm listening to it. Like I feel so happy when I listen to it. I gotta go with Forever, man.
I just want to say this to my future wife: when we get married, you coming down the aisle to forever, just to let you know.
That's a great
Bro,
song.
I
That's a
would do
great
this.
song for the
No,
wedding.
Kenny, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You come down the aisle to that, and you gonna just have to deal with it.
BRF.
Bro, Chris Brown. Chris Brown. I'm gonna be God honest with you. Chris Brown is in my top five favorite artists of all time. He's in my top five favorite artists of all time. Like, and he's like and he's like a different breed too. Like he combines like so much from like all of the artists that we grew up on and listen, and he's just like he's like his own person. I got to give him props, especially with all the trials and tribulation that he's gone through, to be able to pull it back and to have the career he's had. I mean, shout out to him. Whether you agree with some of the stuff he's done, that's not the point. The point is the man is one of the greatest to do it. I have so many favorite really good Chris Brown songs that I love, like off of, like the first album when he was still like teenage years, just killing the game. Like, excuse me, Miss, popping, give me that. Just oh my gosh, run it. Just so he, I mean, just that whole first album is goated. I don't care what anybody says. That first album's goated. Um, and if I have to pick, if oh gosh, if you got to put me on the spot for one Chris Brown Chris Brown song, my all time favorite. Gosh, it's hard because I have so many good
I get
ones.
it, bro. Trust me, it's so
Yeah,
many, bro.
bro. Yeah, Kenny, bro. I got so many that I love from that dude. He is about as close to a perfect artist as you can get. The dude is really that good. Um, if you had to put me on the spot and I got to pick one that I can just like, if I could only just have one Chris Brown song from his catalog, and if I can only put one in his playlist, it's probably it's probably Grass Ain't Greener.
Mm.
Nah, that is a really good one. I got
That
that's one
is
of his
a
most underrated songs.
That's one of his. It is. That's one of his most underrated songs, and especially like how Kenny was talking about like deuces and how if he gets you a new woman, like if you've been in a situation where like you with a girl and she might not necessarily appreciate you, and then she just move on from you thinking that she can do better, and then come to find out she ain't really hitting on it like she thought she would. That is the perfect mood. That is the perfect song to play to bring your mood back up. Because I mean, come on, grass ain't green on the other side.
Hmm.
so So I mean, yeah, that from if I, one just to ride. If I can only take one and put in like a in like a capsule of like my favorite songs from all my favorite artists, Grass Ain't Greener would probably be it for me for him.
And also, I also want to address the other part where PSP asked me why do I think Chris is the GOAT. Um, well, in many reasons, in my opinion, I think Chris is the most versatile artist ever. Um, because when I talk about artists, I just go off pure talent, and I think like to me, Chris is the most talented artist I've ever seen in my life. The dancing
All right.
ability for him to go into like multiple genres of music, like the Latin, the R&B, the pop, the hip hop, trap. Like Chris has gone into multiple genres of music, and you know, and then he has a song. My bad, did I cut out?
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit,
But
but
yeah,
but continue, man.
my bad. As I was saying, but like, nah, he has like the songs and the catalog to back it up. So
I just think
nah, I just think like, and then we were going off albums between Chris and Michael. It's like if you actually like study their albums, it goes either way, because people forget like Michael Jackson didn't have his first breakout album till Off the Wall. Like there were like four other albums that he had that weren't good before that.
with Michael Jackson, like when people bring up numbers and stuff, like it's really that like Michael Jackson came first before Chris Brown. So like obviously he's gonna be like more popularized than a guy like Chris Brown. But like I think if like Chris Brown was back then, he would probably be more popular than Michael Jackson because it's just
I
how
don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one because you
I
gotta.
wouldn't go. Listen, I wouldn't go that
And I
far.
don't. It's not ridiculous, but you got to think. You got to think about the aura of Mike too. Like
no,
Mike would come.
I
Mike,
know.
you know, what I'm saying Mike would come out on the stage. Mike wouldn't say a word. The minute you saw Michael Jackson, you would see people in the crowd passing out, falling out, having to carry them out of the concert, just done because they're just so excited to see him. And that's why it's just like
You gotta understand, bro. Times was just different though compared to what it is now. And
That's
trust me,
true.
that.
I've been to a Chris Brown concert. I've seen multiple women pass out at his concerts, bro. Like it would be
I
like
just
like bro, like there was a girl. She was like sitting right in front of me, passed out when this nigga was singing "Grass Ain't Greener" on the other side. Man, and it crazy. That's the song you just named too. So
Well, and then also but then also you got to think this was, and the thing is like with Mike it was like well before we even gave a crap about like social media and stuff like that at a time. So just like a lot of that was like there wasn't like the downloads and all that other stuff. It's like if you want his music, you had to go buy the album. You had to spend the money to buy the album, and then like he would just like he would just go all over the world and just filling out like every possible arena he went on in. And it's just I think this is what I'll say. The Michael you want to like from a sports perspective, you want to know what the Michael Jackson Chris Brown debate reminds me of, and I hate to say it, but
oh
there's definitely validity to it. It's Michael Jordan and LeBron James.
yeah, I guess.
I mean, like
I gotta hear that. But I ain't gonna lie, that's
like
not crazy because
this,
like listen,
yeah,
listen,
because
BRF. I
because
just want to add on to this. I
no, go
think when
ahead.
we're talking about music, like and somebody said this to me earlier. They said Michael Jackson was Michael Jordan, LeBron. I said Chris Brown was LeBron, and Usher was Kobe. And I think like that's
That's
perfect.
perfect.
That's
That's
perfect.
perfect.
That's perfect for
That is
sure.
perfect.
So
That is
my
perfect. Yeah, because when you're looking at it like this, I feel like if you're looking at it from in my opinion from a sports perspective, I feel like Michael Jordan is the greatest to do it, but I'll say from a standpoint of LeBron James, I feel like he is the most talented basketball player to ever lace up a pair of sneakers. Like I feel like Michael Jackson is still the GOAT entertainer for me, but in terms of like the versatility, I feel like Chris Brown might be the most talented artist to ever do it. Like I mean, that's just how it's like. That's why the debate kind of reminds me of that for me because there's so many similarities in it in terms of like what Michael Jackson did in his time and then what Chris Brown is currently doing at his time. Because I mean, to be as versatile as be able to rap, to be as good of a rapper as he is, and then on top of that, to be able to sing the way he does, and like what Kenny said, being able to flow in different genres of music and kill it in everything you do. I mean, you can't. I mean, as much as I loved Michael Jackson growing up, you can't take away from the work that Chris Brown is putting in, and he's still a young dude. He's still a young dude. He's still in his
Not
early.
even
He's
40.
still he's
Not
still
even
in the,
40.
yeah.
He's 35 years old.
Yeah,
35
he's still.
years
Yeah, you might as well say he's still in his early mid-30s. He's still got a long way to go.
I mean, Michael Jackson really got. Well, when did he get popular? Like his mid-30s, or no? He was always popular, but like he didn't become the next
Thriller
part.
came out what 84, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he was like,
So he was 26 at the time, 25, 26.
oh, okay. I thought, yeah, okay, yeah. It's like he still had the Jackson 5, like before that and all that stuff.
Oh
So,
yeah, you can't forget that. You can't
like,
forget.
I mean, like young Mike was entertaining too. Like he always had the talent. Like, yeah,
I think for me with Mike is he's got like so many songs that have just withstood the test of time that still hit to this day. And I feel like Chris Brown is starting to really hit that level of aura in his music. He's gonna have a bunch of music that's gonna be able to withstand the test of time because the dude is just that good.
Yeah,
like
look,
you guys,
I also wanted to add on to this. Like, when we talk about Michael Jackson and like and with all these artists, and I want you to clip this PSP. It's like I understand it's Michael Jackson, but like people have to understand like a lot of people do a lot of things better than Michael Jackson. Like me, in my personal opinion, like if we're just talking about like singing. I don't think Michael Jackson is a top 10 singer. Like in terms of singing, like vocals, I don't like to me. Michael doesn't have that when we're talking about vocal ability. Same with Chris. I don't think Chris is like a is like that is like a great vocalist, but they're like. But the thing is with Mike and Chris,
Their
like
versatility.
they yeah they have the versatility. They can go into multiple genres of music. But you know what I'm saying. So it's like they don't have to be vocally great, but they can still go into multiple genres of music, which makes them so great. Um. And also, and I told you before, the gap between Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, and Beyonce is not that far off. And I'm gonna tell you why. When it comes to albums, and singing, Beyonce has that over Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. And that's just facts. Beyonce has that over both of them. Like I understand Thriller, Off the Wall, Bad, and all that other shit, but Beyonce has never had a bad album in her whole career. And I love Chris Brown and I love Michael Jackson, but it's just facts. Beyonce doesn't have one bad album. Actually, I take that back. She has one. But other than that, Michael Jackson and Chris, they have like maybe like one or two bad albums. But Beyonce, she only got like one bad album.
Chris, I
Um,
think his worst album, I think it was Graffiti back in '09.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
think Graffiti was a good album.
I refuse to listen to that again after I heard it for the
I think '09, because remember the negative press that he received that year, that also played a factor. So,
yeah.
Yeah. And I also want to say this: performing and dancing, I think Michael was a better like. I don't know. It's kind of weird to explain it. I think Chris was a better dancer. Um, from a vocal standpoint, when we're talking about performing, I would have to give that to Beyonce. But just overall performing, man, I ain't gonna lie. I think Beyonce low-key surpassed Michael Jackson when we're talking about performing. Because when we're talking about somebody who's dancing and somebody from singing from the mic from top to bottom on the show, Beyonce goes all in. Like you could literally look at all these clips on YouTube. Like Beyonce, the mic is always on and she's always singing.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like Beyonce is the greatest of all time. She has the albums. She has a vocal. Like she's a top 10 singer ever. And then what I'm saying, she just has the resume, bro. The albums, the talent. She has all that. But I
So
still but I still think Chris, Mike, and Beyonce is still a debate. Like you can really go either way.
like my thing is that I always say this about music. It's so subjective. I usually go with the person I just like more because like that's how I really rate music. Um, Personally, out of the three, I like Michael the best. I'd probably say Chris Brown is two, and then Beyonce's three. Because I haven't like listened to a lot of Beyonce. Then you guys realize I listen to Chris Brown and Michael Jackson more. So
you
I
gotta
probably
go to their concert.
yeah
I was
I,
there. I was there at that concert in New Orleans. And let me tell you something. I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, but that concert was
Bro,
amazing.
I'm telling you, like Beyonce is one of the greatest performers I've ever seen. Period. So it's
Oh,
like
I'm not.
I'll never take that away from her.
I'm not denying that, but like I said, like I personally just like Michael Jackson's like songs more, and that's just like personally off like subjective.
But that's the thing. That's your opinions. Like a lot of people have their own opinion when it comes to music. The music is all opinionated. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I hate when we talk about numbers. Like they say, who do they say? They say Michael Jackson is a GOAT, but the Beatles are like they have the highest like sales ever. So it's
Oh
like
yeah,
Are the Beatles better than Michael Jackson? Or would you put the Beatles up on Michael Jackson?
I mean
No,
no, I
But
would say
that's like saying Bill Russell is a better basketball player than Michael Jordan because he
That's what
has
I'm
more
saying. That's
rings.
what I'm saying. So that's why
yeah.
I'd be like, when people just go off numbers, in my opinion, I think it's just the stupidest argument ever. Cause
I think
like,
yeah,
go ahead, Karen.
like I mean I'm pretty sure Elvis's numbers are up there, but no one's putting Elvis in like top four debates really.
Oh
Like
no, Elvis is the most overrated artist of all time. Him and Madonna. I'll die on that. Elvis is overrated as shit. Elvis has stolen a lot of these artists' flows, and like he's just not talented in no ways. Like
damn.
I never understood the hype with Elvis. Like I don't understand why his fan base think this dude is like an amazing artist. Like he's not good. He's not. He sounds horrible.
For me, for Chris Brown checks, for me, Kieran stole Forever. I was gonna bring up Forever. No BS. I love No BS.
W
I like,
W.
This is a
yes.
funny one that I love. I love this song. It's a freaky one though. Take it down.
Oh god.
dub,
You
dub,
know what
dub,
my second
dub.
option was, PSP.
What? What?
My second option was with you. And
Yeah,
look,
that
when
was
I
a
was
good
at the
one too.
concert, man, when I was at the concert and when he played with you, I damn near was gonna cry. I was gonna cry.
So I think Take It Down is good. It's just a little too freaky for me. But hey. I'm not taking anything away from the song, but
But our guy
that
Trey,
hey, that song will come through for you in the clutch when you need it.
I play
Yes, it will. It definitely
I
will.
play Take You Down. That is a hell of a track. That is
That
a
is
hell.
Hey,
a
hey,
Take
man,
You
look.
Down is one of those songs I like to call clutch records. That is a clutch record.
Hey,
But
look.
from his
Hey, look.
album, from his debut album, I love Winner. Winner. The Winner
An-
song.
an- Another underrated song by him, "Ain't No Way." That is a very, very underrated Chris Brown song. And also,
Mhm.
look, PSP and BRF. I'm gonna give you some homework. I'm gonna give you a mixtape. It's called Before the Party. I want you to listen to Beat It Up and Hell of a Night. To me, Beat It Up is the best song on the whole album. And also another song, Won't Change. To me, like here's the thing. If he made that into an album, I felt like that would have been another Chris Brown album. I mean, another Chris Brown album that would have been a classic, easy. Because I think in 2015 he dropped Royalty, and mind you, Royalty is a good project, but it's not better than Before the Party. So go listen to those three songs. Go listen to Before the Party. I'm telling you, you gonna mess with it.
All right. But
All right. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
I like All About You. I think that song's really good.
I do love the one, although it's not his song, but the feature "No Air" with Jordan Sparks. That's a
No
good
air
one.
for sure, for sure.
Oh,
Mm.
You want to talk
that's a
about
win. Yeah.
hey, you want to talk about vocals? Jordan Sparks is up there, man. Like she's got some.
Oh man, there was a they posted a clip on TikTok where he was doing a concert and he was actually performing that song and Jordan Sparks was in the crowd singing the
Singing, yeah.
song.
Yeah,
That was crazy. That was crazy.
and our boy Trey, he mentioned a great track, "Say Goodbye." That was actually a good one right there. The "Say Goodbye" one, because of the breakup one.